Hi, Daddy. Sam officially 5 months old right now.
Say what? Is that frog getting fed? Welcome to the Every Dad. Thank y'all for tuning in. My name is Matt. This here is
Drew.
All right. And we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves, a little bit about the channel, talk about some things, and we'll end with a little bit of a bang, if you know what I mean. So with that said, let's go ahead and bring Drew in. Drew, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, my name is Drew. I'm a new father of one. She's actually upstairs right now, a 5-month-old baby girl. I've been married for 4 years. I met Matt at work about almost exactly 3 years ago at this point. And that's kind of how we showed up to where we are now.
In your house?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sure. Okay, so I'm Matt. Like you said, we work together. Been about 3 years as far as my family life. I've been married 10 years, coming up 10 years, October. Got 2 kids. I've got a 7-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. A little bit of a challenge to say the least, just because of the lifestyle and the hours and just trying to find time for everything, which is kind of why we want to do this channel. The big thing that we've talked about is the struggle with time. And a lot of that comes from the fact that we're normal guys, right?
Right.
I mean, we work normal jobs. Are you independently wealthy?
No.
Not independently wealthy. So we have to make do with what we have.
My wife's independent.
Right. She's not in the video. So anyway, we have to make do with what we have, the time that we have, with the money that we have, and with the life skills that we have. So being new parents, Drew being far newer than I am at it, we're constantly learning. We're growing as people. We're growing as fathers. Our parental growth, as you will. That's what we're constantly seeking to improve on. And we're hoping through this channel we can reach out to those that maybe have more experience. That's gotta cut that. More experience, less experience, different experience. So dads, people that grandfathers, people that aren't dads yet, it doesn't matter. We're just looking to get insight and a little bit more information on maybe what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, things we could do better, or maybe some experiences you've had that you just want to tell us about. So that's kind of where we want to go with this channel.
Right. And as we've scoured YouTube looking for content like this, we've noticed that most of the information out there similar to or close to this is there's always a hook. There's always something that separates those dads from the normal guy. We are all constraints of the word normal. Normal jobs, normal lives, normal hobbies, normal struggles with time, money, marriage. Trying to chase our kids around and grow up. Me trying to grow up with my child.
I chase mine around.
Yeah, and the changes that are involved with that. Said the thing that separates us is really going to be we are just simply normal guys. We are not YouTube billionaires that are coming on here with a bunch of time to make videos all the time. We're going to put stuff on as much as we can. Again, appreciate you following, subscribe, and like.
Can I hit on that real quick? And just so he said, we're not doing this to try and become famous, become wealthy. We're not doing that. It's just we really saw a niche that was missing from internet-based searches as far as dad perspective on things, and we really thought that this would help us tremendously. And in doing so, we'd probably help many others that are out there and learn a lot along the way and probably have a good time at it.
Right. Dad collective.
A collective?
It's a circle.
Dad collective. A dad collective. So now, in talking about that stuff, talking about ourselves, Drew and I, we're very, very close. We're confidants. We tell each other about everything. We bounce everything off each other. But with that said, we're not really the same type of person. We actually have a lot of differences too, which is kind of interesting how we hit there's your cat. Yeah. How we've hit this dynamic as the friends that we are. So tell them some of the things you're interested in, Drew.
The things that make me different from you, or the things that I'm actually interested in?
That's probably about the same thing.
All right. Well, we both like golf.
We do like golf.
So there's that.
But we didn't know that right away when we met each other.
No, we definitely didn't.
We grew that.
I'm a little bit of a nerd as it comes to my personal life. I like comic books, superhero movies, Harry Potter books and movies. I just recently got into close-up card magic. That's been a constant feed of comic relief for this guy over
He's
here.
telling me every day how he got a new deck of cards or just some signed deck. I don't understand.
Well, why don't you tell him about yourself,
Okay.
Lane?
Yeah, right. So I don't do any of that stuff. Most of my time now is obviously spent with my kids and trying to figure out things to do that I also enjoy doing with them. And most of it's outdoor stuff. I love fishing. Don't get around to doing it as much. Riding ATVs, things like that. Those are big deals to me. Really, anything that gets me outside and gets me going. I've recently got back into running. Now I hate running, but I do it. And my daughter actually likes to go and do it with me. So that's becoming a little bonding thing for her and I. So with that, we're different, but we're a lot the same. Our core values are the same. Our want and need to be with our family and do the best we can for our family. And then our circumstances, we're very financially similar. Our jobs are identical as far as hours and the stress level because we do work together. So with those things, we're really trying to figure out how to just move through life and be better parents and better people.
Well, all that being said, intro's over with. Let's move on to some dad stuff. So, being a new father, the biggest thing that's changed in my life is having a baby at home. Other than that, not much has changed with me besides, like I say, I spend a lot more time at home. I do a lot. My hobbies that I engage with are no longer taking me hours outside of my home. That being said, the more seasoned dad over here has just had a very recent big life change. Let's say you went from 10 acres to
12.
You went to 12 acres to
Half.
a half acre
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the interest of their.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting for me. And this has probably happened to a lot of you dads out there, right? Because eventually we got to grow up. So the last house I lived in for almost 10 years. It was a nice house, but it was on 12 acres, which was the whole reason that we bought that house. And in doing that, I could go out. I like to shoot, probably not as much as he does, but I very much enjoy shooting. I used to be able to go out and shoot anywhere I wanted nearby on my property. I could ride four-wheelers out there. I actually had bought a four-wheeler for me and one for my daughter, right? Yeah. So I bought the four-wheelers. I used to go out shooting with my daughter. I had a creek right down the road from my house. We used to go cast a line, my daughter and I. If I ever wanted friends over, want to have a fire, anything like that, didn't matter how loud we were, I had 12 acres. But growing up like that, my wife decided with my kids growing up like that, there were no friends around. That was really starting to get to her. And she was starting to see it in the kids. They were becoming bored of us. And I understood that. I started to bite that bullet. And what really changed it was we needed an extra bathroom in our house, and it was going to cost a lot of money to do the work we wanted to do. So we knew we needed a slightly larger house. And my wife suggested a neighborhood, which was like a word I didn't want to hear. Everybody knows HOAs, neighborhoods. I mean, it's a tough thing. Well, I told her, I said, well, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. So we're going to look at a neighborhood that's gated, that has a gym already in it, a pool already in it. Of course, that comes with HOA. So long story short, we made the move. I moved 30 minutes further away from Drew, where I was, 30 minutes further away from work than where I was. And then got this virus thing going on. So all those things that I moved for, as far as the gym and stuff, they're closed.
Yeah.
So that's been really interesting. And the last point of that is, so I've got dogs. That was the other part about living where I did. I was able to let my dogs out and let my dogs run. 9 acres of my 12 was wooded. Well, now my dogs take 3 steps and they're in my neighbor's yard. So of course I've got to get a fence. Huge expense. And I had to go through the HOA. That's taken a month and a half to finally get approved. So not used to that, but as always, I know the move was better for my kids. And they've already made friends with the neighbors. There's kids everywhere. So I know in my heart that I've made the right decision. It's just, it's pretty tough. And you living on the acreage you do, I'm sure that you can kind of feel my pain.
Well, I absolutely feel your pain because I moved out here so I could shoot in my yard and so I could do naked things in front of windows. Another thing is that I don't like people all that much, and I know that you're very similar. How's that going?
Yeah, when it comes to that is something that, and I think I conveniently left it out. And that's what also makes it interesting that we're trying this YouTube thing. So I wouldn't call myself introverted, but I keep a very tight, close circle of friends, and I really don't venture out to meet new people. I kind of have a social awkwardness. I don't really know what to do or say around new people. Yeah, right. And I get uncomfortable to the point where like my heart will beat fast. I'll sweat. Like it's anxiety. So living now where there's just neighbor after neighbor after neighbor, it makes it really tough on me. I mean, just the other day we had the kids out back on the slip and slide in the pool, and I'm out there with my kids and my wife, and we're having a good time. And literally, I blinked my eye, and here come two neighbor kids coming over. And before I knew it, they're going down the slip and slide, getting on the trampoline. And I'm like, okay, if the kids are there, the parents aren't far behind. You know what I mean? That's the true story. So it only took a matter of minutes. And here comes.
What did you have to do to prep for that situation?
As far as, oh, you mean to get ready? Oh, yeah. So true story. I mean, I know it sounds bad, but I saw the parents coming. So I literally had to walk away. I walked out the side of my house. I had to collect myself, try and get my heart rate down, do some breathing techniques to walk back up, just to be in a state where I felt comfortable with strangers being on my property, because my brain wants to tell them to just get lost. But I know that as a neighborhood guy now, you know, as I'm dadding and figuring this out, can't do that. These might be the parents of my daughter's future best friend. So I've got to play this game. And it's a tough balancing act for me. My neighbor keeps inviting me over for dad socials. Don't know how I'm going to do it. But right now with the virus going on, I've been able to kind of play that one off. I'm like, well, you know, I got this thing going. So it's working now, but it's only a matter of time.
Right.
I mean, you got a neighbor moving pretty close to you. Right?
So yeah, we did move out here to really get, my wife and I, young in our marriage, rented it was a 2-bedroom, less than 1,000 square feet, little house
in town.
I say a little, yeah, right in the middle of town. And it was nice. It was good for us. It was a beautiful little house. We had a blast there. But when we grew up enough that we were going to venture out and buy a home for ourselves, we ended up finding this place, and it was a perfect situation, perfect timing, and it moved really quickly. We got out here and we started doing our thing. And sure enough, a guy that we work with apparently is kin to some people around me, and decides he's going to build a house in the big open field that I originally got this property for, that's adjoining our property right in the back. Insert why I don't like people.
So even when you try to move way out to where you can avoid all that, it still finds you, right? So that explains that eventually we're going to have to either get over our issues, right? Or find a way to deal with them in a better way, because you've got to bring that little girl up, and she's going to need to have friends. And I mean, not to spoil too much of your thunder, but I mean, you've been a baseball coach to little kids for years now, so you obviously know how to compartmentalize those things. But it doesn't change the way that you ultimately feel, or the way that you've always felt. And I'm exactly the same way. I can be situationally unawkward, if you will, but for the most part, it's really tough for me. So if anybody has any tips, tricks, or stories to share, we'd love to hear them. Oh, no. Bye-bye, pre-dad life. Hello. Dad life. Completely urbanized. Say hi, Linz.
Right. That being said, you just had you want to call it an exchange?
Yeah, I called it. it was a adaption. Yeah.
Trademark.
I adapted. So, being with the new move, 12 acres to half an acre, four wheelers aren't practical, right? And they not even allowed in the neighborhood. So, my wife told me that I wanted a golf cart. She told me I did. So for real,
You like golf?
you're right. I think she sold it that way. So my wife told me I wanted a golf cart. So the four wheelers are gone. There's a golf cart in my garage. So I actually traded my four wheelers in and did get a golf cart. Now I did win a little bit.
It's lifted.
It's a lifted
Yeah,
golf
it's
cart.
lifted.
It's pretty.
It's beautiful.
It's pretty bad.
On that same note, the biggest change that I've seen lately, again, I'm a dadfant in my parenting world. Me and you used to golf a lot. We used to golf a whole lot before, probably well into 3/4 of the pregnancy.
Sometimes 2 and 3 times a week.
Yeah. It's sometimes. We try to do it
Once a week.
but we went over sometimes. And that took us out, at least 4 hours at a time, depending on where we went. And if we had buddies with us, it could be as long as 8 hours at a time away from home.
It's also not a cheap habit.
It's also not a cheap habit, right? That I didn't give up golf, but I have cut way back since the baby's coming. Probably since the last few weeks of the pregnancy, we had gone out a couple times. I didn't have a lot of fun. I felt like I was supposed to be home. I felt like I was supposed to be with my wife and close by for whatever reason. I'm sure she didn't need me at all, but I needed to be home, and I didn't feel right being out of the house that long. I had a terrible golf game on top of it. Not that I was good in the first place. That has evolved now that I'm not really willing to spend that much time outside of the house on my free time off. When I have free time to have with my child, I've taken up magic. As I said, when I was a child, I was interested in magic, but at that point, it was the 90s, early 90s, and getting to learn magic was a $60 to $80 DVD set, or at the time VHS set, and my family wasn't in a position to really fuel that habit. The magic thing actually happened when I was looking at golf videos on the internet. I saw a guy doing puzzles, Chris Ramsey. I ended up following him to a magic tutorial, and I figured out I could learn it online, and I've been obsessed ever since.
I thought it was when you got in trouble for playing cards at work.
No, that wasn't.
That wasn't when it
That
happened?
wasn't it,
That
no.
was that? Oh.
No, that wasn't it.
Okay, because that did happen.
Yeah, it did happen.
You want to see magic?
Yeah.
Hold on. You see what I did there? I disappeared. Anyway, that's my extent of it. I could care less about it. But I listen to his stories. I give him someone to talk to, and at least, he doesn't feel alone in it.
That's pretty much about us and our recent changes. That's all we really got for that at the moment.
That wasn't a good disappearance, by the way.
No, it was
I totally knocked into
well,
stuff.
we've got another camera over there.
That totally watched me do it.
And we're definitely gonna have
I
that.
almost fell out the window.
Yeah.
We want to feature a product each week. It doesn't necessarily have to be straight dad related. If it relates in any way to dad stuff, parenting stuff, something you can use at home, something you found that you like or makes life convenient, that's the kind of stuff we want to do. So there's really no limit on it. And we're also asking all of you, if there's something that you want reviewed, please go ahead and tell us, and we'll see if we can get a hold of it, or we'll talk about it. We're not sponsored by anyone. We don't have any of that stuff. So we'll let you know about the product, who makes it, what it is, what we may like or dislike, or how it's benefited us, or some good things about it. So with that said, with products, we'll let Drew go ahead and start it off here with this fancy bag he's got. Tell us about the bag, Drew.
Right. This is going to be the Tactical Baby Gears diaper bag for men. Tactical men at that. It's a tactical diaper bag.
Attack the dad.
Tactical, yeah. So I've gotten some of the attachments because I'm obsessed with Molly.
They sell attachments. That's great.
And for those of you that don't know what Molly is, or it's not a person, it's the little webbing system that attaches all these extra pouches to the outside of this thing, which is awesome that it has that. I don't know why nobody thought about this as a baby device. yet that, of course, Molly would be better for everything. Molly's amazing.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so I actually purchased this separately. It's the wipe dispenser. Just get really good, just get your wipes right there, pull them out.
I like it.
And right here you have a freezer pouch for keeping milk cold. Well, that's been in there for a while.
Probably should have taken that out before the video. Makes it better though, because that's life of dad, right?
That is life.
Discovering things way later.
It has a weird pouch side. I'm not exactly sure what I put in. Apparently it's for sunscreen that leaks.
You could put diaper rash cream in there.
Well, I think I have diaper rash in here too. It's got your little side pouches for your drink carriers, or we have extra wipes in here. COVID, obviously. Got the hand sanity there. It opens all the way up, which I really enjoy. We throw diapers and apparently bows in here for extras because she likes to have blowouts still.
What's that?
I'll go over that in a second,
Oh,
man.
that's something different.
Yep. Inside the bag, you have several pouches for different, like we have powders and whatnot in here. And there's another pouch actually right here that can actually take a ballistic panel, just in case you need a bulletproof
Because
backpack.
why not?
Yeah, well, it's life today. They do it's one of my pettier favorite things about this product is they come, all the little pouches and the bag itself comes in a huge one, come in these little bad boys, which are great for when you can't throw your diaper away.
Ah,
You know, like I
Yes.
just stick it in there and it's just like, it's,
yes. That's your doggy poo bag for
yeah,
babies.
it's
I like it.
kind of amazing for that, and that's what we use them for. It's why I keep them rolled up in here.
I like it.
Yeah, see, I think I covered everything else.
So
there
the-
is oh, sorry, I forgot one of the best parts is it has a pull away changing pad.
Ah,
Yeah, stand clear. I use this in the car all the time.
Put
It
your
has
baby
a
in the car
target
first.
for butt.
yeah.
It's got your drop zone, your stand clear zone. So
I see it.
obviously, head goes here, butt goes here, back's in the middle. It works great. I've changed her on many men's room sinks.
So the brand is.
Tactical Baby Gear.
Did they make it in any other colors?
They make it in all your main camos.
Right, for life as a tactical dad.
Right, as a tactical dad.
I mean, you never know when you're going to be in the jungle, right? And you may have to change your baby.
Or like
You don't want the cheetahs to
if
see
the
you.
apocalypse happens,
And
you're going to be living off the land. Have you seen The Walking Dead?
TWD, bro. I get it. I get it. I like it. So you would recommend this product then?
Absolutely. I'm not sponsored by. Not sponsored by, nor have we been given any money by Tactical Baby Gear, but that thing is awesome. It's a little tactical Barbie for me,
Right.
but it is awesome.
You gotta make dadding cool.
Well,
I mean,
it has it just keeps everything, and there's no like searching for it at this
You know what I think the best thing about it is though?
Big.
The very best thing about that bag.
What?
It goes so nice with that shirt.
Does it?
No.
Oh.
You want me to talk about my product, which is super not as interesting?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I have a Bluetooth speaker. Right? It's made by Unce. I believe that's how it gets from, but it's made by Unce. So it's an Unce Angle 3 Rain Dance. That's what this thing's called. And I recently got it. I actually never had a Bluetooth speaker before, but I did some checking on it on Amazon, and I actually found it. And some great things about it. So it's water resistant. You can take it to the beach, take it to the shower. It's great if you have kids because kids get everything wet. They spill everything. They drop everything. So this thing is nearly indestructible. I absolutely love it. It's got a range of 100 feet. Battery life up to 14 hours is what I read. I haven't used it yet, but up for that long anyway. So it's got all them things, and then still, how much you think that cost, Drew?
That's the YouTube speakers are usually not YouTube. This is YouTube. Wireless speakers, Bluetooth speakers. There you go.
Yeah.
They're usually expensive. Like the Beats stuff is like
Right.
$200.
Right. You look at Beats or you look at JBL, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's no more than $35. Between $30 and $35 for that.
Amazon.
On Amazon, absolutely. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. So, also, so you can use it when you set up your phone Bluetooth if you're making a call. It's got a built-in microphone too, so you can
Oh, that's cool.
100% talk back to it. I mean, I bought an adapter to put it on my golf cart because I was going to
What kind of adapter?
Right, just Velcro, but it's a strap.
Oh,
No,
gotcha, I
Velcro strap just to run my phone to it. But the thing is, I was gonna sit down and do all the work and put like a system in the golf cart. But I put this thing on and it is incredibly loud and incredibly crystal clear. I absolutely love it. I recommend it to anybody. I've had a few friends who've come over and listened to it have already purchased theirs. So not sponsored by Ounce, but just want to get it out
That
there.
was such a harder plug than mine.
Oh, I did research.
I know. I talked about the bag. You like shamelessly plugged the company.
Gave its features. Right? I mean, it's true though. It's a great product. I've had nothing but success with it. I love it. My kids have not broken it yet, which that's a feat in itself. So for $35, this is probably one of the best little investments I've made. So check it out. We'll put the link to yours, right?
Yeah, we'll put the link to mine and that.
And
bad
we'll
boy.
put this in our video if y'all want to look at it.
Amazon link or the actual link?
Maybe both. Maybe a description from Ounce and maybe an Amazon link. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much going to do it. We hope we got out to you what it is we're trying to do, and we hope we can gain some traction through this and continue this page and see what we can learn from it. But before we go, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Why can't a nose be 12 inches?
Why?
Because it would be a foot.
We just lost the GoPro. How do you plan an outer space party?
How do I plan an outer space party? Don't know.
You plan it.
I plan it. I get it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today. As always, or as first, will be always, right? I'm
Yeah.
Matt.
I'm Drew.
And what do they need to do, Drew? One more time.
You need to like and subscribe. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube now.
Yeah.
So please.
We're at the Everydad 8883. Yep, and you can just look up the Everydad on Facebook and you'll find us.
Hey, dog's licking my leg.
She's fine.